The International Corrugated Packaging Foundation's Circle of Distinguished Leaders honors exceptional individuals, leaders whose vision, creativity, and energy have propelled the corrugated packaging and display industry forward. The leader we recognize and honor today epitomizes the highest levels of personal and professional achievement and selfless giving to the betterment of others. Join us now as we induct this special individual into ICPF's Circle of Distinguished Leaders. Joseph R. Palmeri. Joe began the work that would become his life career in 1956. At just 18 years old, he started working at Jamestown Container as a baler operator. Joe progressed quickly through the years, first to machine operator, then supervisor, to general foreman, plant manager, and general manager. Having an entrepreneurial spirit, good business sense, and a strong work ethic, he still works 10 or more hours every day. In 1974, Joe purchased an ownership position in Jamestown Container. For most of the years since then, Joe has served as Chief Operating Officer. Under his guidance and diligence, the company has grown exponentially with the acquisition of plants first in the Buffalo area, then Lockport, Rochester, Cleveland, and most recently in the Syracuse area. Jamestown Container's success in large part is attributed to numerous priorities Joe put in motion. Key ones being a safe and rewarding work environment and the maintenance of consistent quality. Joe was one of the first independent executives to embrace and implement continuous process improvement based upon the teaching principles of W. Edwards Deming. Later, in 1994, Jamestown became one of the first independents to earn ISO 9001 certification. John Bolinder, Director of Supply Chain and Strategy at Niagara Sheets, has worked with Joe for almost 40 years. Joe believed that for Jamestown to be successful, the entire industry needed to be successful. He was an early supporter of joint ventures, competitors joining together for a common goal. His ability to negotiate favorable outcomes for everyone involved is legendary. Some of these joint ventures include the Solvay Container Board Mill in 1994, Niagara Sheets in 2008, and the Greenpack Container Board Mill in 2013. L.J. Hudson, Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Jamestown Container, said, "Joe's reputation and his character are probably the primary reason why people trust him. And these two traits have become the basis for many of the business agreements that Jamestown Container has established over the years." And we see this reflected in how Joe has influenced the many industry and trade organizations in which he has participated throughout his career. Joe attended the founding meeting of AICC in 1974 and later served on its board. In 1996, he was elected by his industry peers to serve as AICC's president, the top volunteer position at the time. Steve Young, AICC's current staff president, indicates that Joe helped in creating the corrugated industry's largest convention and trade show, SuperCore Expo. He played a lead role in the negotiations of the initial SuperCore Expo agreement between AICC and TAPI. And in 2004, Joe was inducted into AICC's Hall of Fame. Since the inception of the International Corrugated Packaging Foundation in 1985, Joe has consistently contributed to support ICPF's educational and recruiting initiatives by annually participating in its fundraising programs. In 2003, he enrolled Jamestown Container as one of ICPF's first corporate partners by making a major financial pledge. He doubled the firm's partner pledge in 2007. Today, a second generation of Palmeris are carrying on the tradition. Most recently, Joe's son, Joe M., and his wife Diana participated in ICPF's annual holiday weekend in New York, with plans to participate again this coming December. Jamestown Container, like many other ICPF corporate partners, regularly utilizes ICPF recruiting resources. As a result of the ongoing support from leaders like Joe, ICPF's outreach and network of universities and students has grown immensely. During the past 7 years, ICPF's corporate partners annually hire close to 150 new graduates and student interns through ICPF's career portal and the other resources it has developed. Joe's additional contributions to the industry have included being an active member of FBA since 1969. He served on its board of directors from 2003 to 2009. Current FBA President Dennis Cawley stated that Joe has always been an enthusiastic contributor. He and his wife attended many FBA annual meetings. He was an early riser and would be at the 8 a.m. meeting by 6 a.m. He never wanted to be late. It was in 1957 that Joe and Helen Cantrell were married. They will celebrate their 62nd anniversary later this year. 2 of their 3 children, Joanne and Kim, serve managerial roles in the company. As you can see, Joe's son additionally followed in his steps, having been elected as this year's chair of AICC. And Joe and Helen's oldest child, Jody, is a nurse. Anyone who has met Joe and his wife, Helen, immediately understands the importance of family in Joe's life, says L.J. Hudson. It's difficult for anyone to remember an event that Joe attended without Helen by his side. A leader, an innovator, a builder of coalitions, and a major corrugated industry contributor. It is with great pride we salute Joseph R. Palmeri. In honor of his many contributions and achievements, we induct and welcome him into the International Corrugated Packaging Foundation's Circle of Distinguished Leaders.